Indulge me for a second. Have you heard these songs before on the internet? If you have, then put your hands up. It's over. We caught you. Hey there. Fortunately, the prisons are too full, so we're going to do a Zoom meeting discussing your crimes on listening to Tatsuro Yamashita on the internet. Alright, kind of a bit, but this is a story I've wanted to talk about for a while now. If you've been on YouTube anywhere in the past few years, you most likely have come across uploads of Tatsuro Yamashita's songs. You may have listened to it, realized it's one of the best music artists of all time, and then just moved on with your life. But the moment you try to revisit that upload, you may have noticed it's disappeared. What happened to it? Were you hallucinating it? No. That was the producer himself. Make sure to take down any re-uploads of his music. This is Tatsuro Yamashita, and here's a little story of what he thinks about streaming services and the internet. For some very quick background information, Tatsuro Yamashita is a Japanese songwriter and musician and is well known for pioneering the city pop genre. If you ever listen to these songs, then he's the originator for that style of music. He's been creating and singing songs for almost 5 decades now. He's created banger after banger, somehow all in the 80s. And he's created a legacy that will no doubt exceed his existence. But pause on that word for a second. Legacy. A trail of your creations, your accomplishments, your life's work for others to see and remember you by. I don't think he exactly wants that. Let me introduce something to you. The internet! No need for cassette tapes or record vinyls. Now all you need to do is go to your favorite streaming service and simply press play. Listen, I was born in the 2000s and grew up in the digital age. Okay, I'm not doing this. This streaming service thing / internet as a whole is like second nature to me. It's helped make songs more accessible around the world. Even though it has like problems with like copyright being taken down easily, the concept has worked for the most part. It cuts down on both physical storage and also digital storage, depending on how many songs you have. And if Tatsuro Yamashita allowed the songs to be uploaded on the internet or on streaming services, then he'd probably get a lot more listens and new fans. So why doesn't he? Why does he keep stomping on these uploads on YouTube and strictly not allow his music to be on the internet? You can't find literally anything on YouTube or even his face. Can't he just copyright claim the uploads or anything? He still gets money off of it. Now, there's a couple of reasons why he has this mindset based on the research I've done. Firstly, he just really prefers physical media. Buying CDs and vinyls is what he wants, and coming from the time he's been alive, yeah, it makes sense, but it limits so many people to listen to your works, especially if you're not in Japan. Now, I can't confirm this, but if anyone lives in Japan, please respond, but apparently Japan still really has a fondness for physical media, which is maybe partially why he still retains that mindset, since he still gets a ton of sales from reissues of his albums and the like. Oh, and also because the streaming services and companies take money in sales from him, which is what every artist has to deal with, but it's whatever. Now, when you look at it from that perspective, you can sort of understand people uploading your music on YouTube for free. That's sales you're losing, so from a business perspective, it makes sense. But I think he's neglecting a tiny little fact. I'm not in Japan, and if I'm gonna import stuff, then I'm gonna be spending a mini fortune just for his music, and it'll be disc form, it'll just be a hassle to listen to. Update, I was wrong, they are on Amazon, but I'll elaborate on this point later in terms of how it feels like being a collector rather than being a listener. And I want to state this right now since the rest of the video doesn't fully convey this message, but I am in support of physical media. Physical media is always gonna be important, and no matter how accessible streaming services are and the like, it should always coincide with physical media. There are some artists I follow that I've gotten physical media of, and I could listen to their songs on Spotify, but I like collecting it physically. It's just that in the case of Tatsuro Yamashita, he makes it so the physical media itself is to be listened to, and there's no other legal option besides that, not even being able to buy the album digitally. Am I spoiled? Yes, of course. But it's nice to have the accessibility of just pressing a button and listening to music like a snap of a finger. If you're gonna be a physical media dude, okay, but at least consider your overseas fans and sales. Does he even know we exist? Listen, if you make things hard and a pain in the butt just to listen to music, yeah, I'm not exactly down with that. And I know it's a rude thing to say considering it's his mindset, but it really does suck seeing his music be virtually gone from the internet. His music is amazing, so why is he restricted like this? And make us go the long way around just to listen to his music, and even then you'll take another way around just to listen to it. He's so dedicated to this physical media mindset, so much so that being a fan of him feels like being more of a collector instead of a listener, if that makes sense. I'm not too much into music, so I don't have a strong standing opinion, but I remember back then when my father would tell me about buying albums and how pricey we get, which is a few albums, and I'm glad we're far past that time. Mostly. I could buy it, but I don't have a CD player, and I want to incorporate the songs in my playlist when I drive, so I need to get a CD reader for my desktop. And even when I get it working, I now have to transfer it to my computer, then transfer it to my phone to get on the Spotify local files. I'm fully aware this is a me problem, but the video is about streaming services, so I'm going to be providing you with a real life example of the loops you have to go around for it. Now here's the weird thing. He stated that he won't release his music for any subscription / streaming services. The source for this article has been taken down, but one of the comments that Tatsuro Yamashita made within it apparently is that younger people should listen to Spotify and experience music from all across the world. Wait, hold the heck up. That does not add up. Even as I'm speaking these lines, I still don't know what he means by this. Some people think he's above those people, but this article has been taken down, so I can't give a genuinely good analysis of what he said. For all I know, this could be out of context and he still hates streaming services. The tagline for the article is literally, Tatsuro Yamashita is not doing subscription services. Okay, bro. I don't mean to antagonize the man or send death threats or anything like that. He's a legend compared to a little old noodle over here, but it makes me disappointed seeing how much he's blocking his perfect music. This is a deliberate choice he's making, restricting it to physical media only and making it feel like a collector item instead of just a piece of music you can listen to. I can think of an artist who adapted streaming services called Marina Saito. She created this beautiful song called Crazy for You, and for a while the only way you could view it was via YouTube. Some time ago, due to the views and outcry, she actually noticed the overseas fans, and soon enough, she got her song on streaming services, and now I listen to it on the regular. That's just amazing, and I wish it could be simple like that. I see other people praising Japanese musicians as legends like Masayoshi Takanaka, and I want people to talk about Tatsuro Yamashita just like him, but I know that's probably not going to happen due to his limited music. It just sucks seeing it get taken down constantly, especially the original videos and the comments associated with it. I remember my first time listening to Tatsuro Yamashita was Magic Ways via a YouTube video, and I watched Subway's remix of it with Hyoka being the video, and that started my spiral into his work. To me, Magic Ways encompasses love in a way that reminds me of everything I've loved. Treating love like magic and saying that just simply thinking of them makes the music start to play, and giving in to love is so sweet, and it makes it a song that I think of when I think of the feeling of love, and what it meant to me back then, and what it means to me now. And it hurts seeing the original upload I saw on there get taken down. I remember the comments that were made and what the song meant to them. Tatsuro Yamashita makes up a good part of my life, both before, during, and after COVID, so it's really memorable. And it sucks to have to go constantly looking for the songs associated with those memories, and also accept that the comments I associate with those songs are most likely gone forever. The only way you're listening to his songs online permanently are via covers, those stupid Spotify podcasts which are good to get taken down no doubt, or just downloading his music. I'd be doing myself a disservice though if I didn't mention John with a Q. Now I don't know much about them, besides that they're a VTuber fan, but recently they've been remaking Tatsuro Yamashita's entire albums in the Mario 64 sound font. Now these covers are genuinely beautiful, and I believe push the limit of covers in the Mario 64 sound font as a whole. Most recently, as of this recording, he's remade Tatsuro Yamashita's Come Along album, which features radio talking segments, and he twists them in the Mario 64.
Hey, sounds like another good power-up track, huh? I'm telling you, this is a big smash from the year 1979. Exactly a wonderful love song. Maybe he sings Come Fly With Me and Let's Kiss the Sun.
He goes above and beyond for each cover art as well. This person's a prodigy! They're not just a banger in producing music, but also drawing and everything else. This person is amazing, and if you ever want to listen to Tatsuro Yamashita's work in a new way, and to see the comments, please go check them out. I think because of fair use and copyright, and the fact this is a remake / cover, I don't think Tatsuro Yamashita is going to be taking this down, or even notice, which is good. But if he does, I sincerely apologize. Please don't kill me. That's all I have to say for right now. And I should make a notice that I know it's Tatsuro Yamashita's company that is like, you know, issuing the strikes and such. But it is him at the sole record being the one be like, I don't want my music on streaming services. You guys, cut it all up, you know, stuff like that. So I just want to say that I know he's like solely responsible for that decision. I know speaking about this isn't going to change a thing. I'm sure many people have tried talking to Tatsuro Yamashita about it, and he's like, nah, I'm good. But I just want to spread the word on Tatsuro Yamashita and his music, and oftentimes why it suddenly just disappears. It's not fair, and I know I'm being a bit selfish, but it's kind of a dick move, dude. If anyone has any more information, like interviews and such, like on Tatsuro Yamashita, then please let me know. I would like to know more about why he thinks the way he does, and why he's so, I don't want to say stubborn, but he's so insistent on making sure it's all physical media, not even a trace of it being on the internet, and like, you know, besides being old, you know, stuck in your old age. Anyways, go, oh fuck Oshwa, I'm so sorry. Anyways, go listen to his work, all links are in the description, and I hope you have a good day. Oshawott.